And we are on in 3, 2, 1. It's Saturday. And you know what Saturday means? It means I'm answering your questions. Let's talk Lions. I just want to tell you all how much fun I am having creating a community of Lions fans, guys and girls that love the Lions, are passionate about the Lions, that want to see the rebuild of the future of our franchise be something. This is so much fun for me. You know, somebody asked me, they were like, how do you do this every day? Because I haven't had this much fun in a very long time. Obviously, I don't have all the answers, and that's what is so fun about this, is that like a lot of these videos that I create, I mean it when I ask you your thoughts. It's because I actually want to have conversation with you. It's because I want to know what other Detroit Lions fans are thinking in this area. I am so looking forward to live streaming the draft with you all, to be able to communicate in real time. Like, it's gonna be a good time. And so all I can do is say, let's talk Lions community. Thank you. Let's get rolling. Thank you for answering the call that I put out yesterday for your questions. You're like the men of Rohan, answering the call of Gondor. The beacons are lit. The beacons are lit. Yeah, it's a great part. The first question for today comes from Davis Neiman. Davis asked, how long do you think we will keep Jared Goff for? Should we try and build around him? Davis, quite frankly, that is a really great question, and most of it comes down to Jared Goff's performance. This opportunity, my man, is all about Jared Goff taking back the fact that he was a number 1 overall draft pick. You gotta understand, Brad Holmes picked him. Brad Holmes wanted Jared Goff in LA. I think that Jared Goff has the potential to be a good quarterback here in Detroit and for us to build a good team around him. So how long do I think we keep Goff for? I think it all depends on his gameplay this season. He has a great season. We're looking at him for 2, 3, 4 years, depending on the contract. It all depends on his play. He plays well, we're keeping him for a good while. He doesn't play well this year, we're going to cut bait and run. This leads me to the second question from Chad Ashley. Chad asked, how do you feel about Jared Goff as our quarterback? Honestly, and I think I'm in the minority, and if I'm not, good, but I think I am in the minority, I'm okay with it. I don't think Goff was used to his fullest potential in LA. I think Sean McVay had an idea. He wanted to run things a certain way. Jared Goff didn't fit in that nice little box that McVay had, and so McVay was like, screw this kid, I don't want him. Get me something else. Brad Holmes, the talent scout master, picked Jared Goff. He believed in Goff in LA. He believes in him now. So how do I feel? I feel really darn good about it. I look at Brad Holmes. I trust him. I trust the way he scouts talent. And quite frankly, I think Goff is playing for his career. So I think he's going to give us everything he has. I feel good about it. I'm excited to see what he's able to do here. The next question comes from Cam. Cam said, I'm really worried about our wide receiver cores, or lack thereof. Could you convince me why we shouldn't draft Waddle, Smith, or Chase in the first round? Yeah, here's the thing, man. My convincing is as simple as this. 2 seasons ago, our defense was ranked 31st in the NFL, and last season we were ranked 32nd in the NFL. I think we need to focus on the defense first round. To me, it is the most important aspect of the Detroit Lions right now. You think about how, as much as a phenomenal top tier wide receiver would be, looking at the second round, looking at the third round, I think there is depth to be had on the wide receiver side later in the draft. I look at Brad Holmes. I look at the fact that they got Cooper Kupp in the third round. I look at them, think about it, Kenny Golladay, we picked up in the third round. All in all I'm saying is to focus on the wide receiver position in the first round. As much as I'm like, yeah, I'm great if we get Smith. I would rather see the Detroit Lions try to start rebuilding the most abysmal part of our team. There are just so many gaping holes defensively that the Lions need to focus on, that to me, not that it's a waste of a draft pick if we go wide receiver, But in another sense, it's kind of a waste of a draft pick if we go wide receiver in the first round. All I'm saying is a defensive player first. We need to fix that problem first and foremost. The next question comes from Osama Khaled. Sorry, my man, if I butchered your name. He said, do you think that this rebuild will be successful in the next couple of years? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. Yes. Put a stamp on it and mail that baby to Timbuktu. I do believe that we are seeing the unfolding of an actual proper rebuild here in Detroit. Something that we haven't had in forever. So this is a very exciting time. Do I think that this rebuild is being done correctly? Yes, because it's from the top down. It's from leadership down. I'm talking Sheila, Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell, every coaching coordinator that has been hired. The sending off of Matt Stafford into the sunset and saying, we're doing this the right way. This is the first time in forever that we have seen the Detroit Lions making sensible moves in a rebuilding process. I think, truly, not just as a Detroit Lions fan, looking at this as just an NFL fan from the outside, it seems to be a very wise way of going about the rebuild. Do I think it will be successful? Ya betcha. This leads me to the next question from Menace with a Knife. Which, quite frankly, Dennis, you should probably not be holding a knife if you're a menace. He said, how long will it be before the Detroit Lions make the playoffs and truly have a chance of getting deep? Two questions in one. Looking at the first part of that question, how long until the Lions make the playoffs? 2 to 3 years. I could see us not in the 2021 season, not this upcoming season, but the season after, 2 years, making the playoffs, potentially a wild card round. I don't see us winning the division yet. But by year 3 of this, so 2023, I see the Detroit Lions actually winning the NFC North. The next question comes from Big Baby Zubas. When would be better to draft a running back? This year or next year? I'm just going to answer that question point blank. Next year. It's got to be. If we were to do it this year, it's not until the 3rd round or later. It can't be. We have to fill defensive problems and then really look for wide receivers by the 3rd round, in my opinion. So next year. The next question comes from Tyler Mercer. He says, this coming season's going to be a bloodbath. Yeah, it is, Tyler. It is. But do you expect our defense to show any signs of life under the new DC? Yes, I do. Are you kidding me? Aaron Glenn coming in order to reshape this defense? I'm so excited, Tyler. Dude, looking at Aaron Glenn, looking at what he was able to do with Marshawn Lattimore, the New Orleans Saints, a bad defense at the time, and what he was able to accomplish 2 or 3 seasons down the line, yes, we are going to see new life breathed into this defense. It's gonna be good. Don't get me wrong. There's going to be bad games, especially because there's a lot of holes to fill defensively speaking. But I do believe that Aaron Glenn is going to be a huge part of shifting the culture and the dynamics of our defense. You look at defensively last year, a guy like Corey Unlin, it didn't seem like there was much sway on the hearts of the defensive players. Our guys just sort of went out there and played for themselves, I think that Aaron Glenn is about to be huge for the Detroit Lions and for our defense. He will inspire our defense to be more to believe in themselves and honestly make an impact. It's going to be great. Yeah, this year it is going to be a bloodbath. However, looking at it, your question, I do believe that we will see new signs of life. The next question comes from a MF Silverback Gorilla. He said, Micah Parsons is the best first-round pick for this team. If we could trade back and acquire more picks and still get him, that's the dream. To me, the reality is that we draft him at 7. I feel like draft picks are more important this year as the salary cap is only $180 million. Thoughts? Yes, I'm with you. I'm 100% with you. In fact, if you go watch this video up here, you can actually hear most of my thoughts regarding Micah Parsons trading back, gaining draft capital. I posted this video yesterday. Highly recommend you watch it. I'm not going to reiterate it all. However, to answer your question, yes, I would rather get more draft capital for next season. Basically, a season in which we can actually have scouting done properly and a normal salary cap. I would rather be prepared for next year. And for our final question, Anime said, you mentioned in an earlier video why you think the Lions are only going to win a few games. Do you think there are any scenarios where my high win of 9s could be the case? It comes back to, are our players as bad as everyone is saying? Or was it bad coaching and not using players to their strengths? Or a combination. So basically what Anime is asking is, the other day I mentioned that I don't think that we're going to win more than 5 games, 6 at the max. She's saying that she believes she could see us winning 9 games. It comes down to this. It is a rebuild year. And with the rebuilding that is coming this year, our schedule is very difficult. We're talking the NFC West. We're talking the AFC North. We're talking Green Bay twice, Minnesota twice, Chicago twice, Philadelphia, Atlanta, and I'm missing one. Come on, old noggin. I can't remember. It's not that our players are bad. It was terrible coaching. It was coaching that did not inspire, that did not lead, that did not develop, grow, or even encourage our guys to be the best versions of themselves as possible. Every single game, we watched our men get down on themselves and not be able to compete to the level which they should be able to. Coaching was abysmal. I think it was definitely a combination of our players not developing to where we needed them to be, but also the coaching was horrendous. There's so many question marks that looking at it right now, at the team that we have built out and what could be coming, I do not think that there is a scenario where we have 9 wins. Do I want that scenario, Anime? You know I do. But do I think it's probable? No. That does it for today's question and answering session. I hope I answered most of your questions. I know some of them I didn't get to. Fear not, because I am going to be making some specific episodes dedicated to those questions this week. I look forward to discussing, hearing your comments regarding today's episode. And as always, my friends, I'll catch you next time on Let's Talk Lions.